Hi gorgeous, and a very happy Frugal Friday to you. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I make videos like this every Friday focusing on drugstore products. So please subscribe and you'll always be notified of new videos in the future. Today I'm putting a $6 eyeshadow palette to the test to see if it really is a dupe for the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. On a trip to Burlington Coat Factory recently, I discovered this little $6 eyeshadow palette from BB Cosmetics, and upon first glance, it does look like it is a dupe for the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. But I wanted to put it to the test for real, and I'll show you a side-by-side application with each of these palettes today, and we'll find out, is it really a dupe or not? Rather than keeping a secret from you the whole video and not letting you know which eye is which, I'm gonna let you know up front. I'm gonna use this palette on this eye from BB, and I'll use the Kat Von D palette on this eye. Starting with this shade at the end of the palette, I'm applying that into the crease. It does have a smell associated with it. It's, I'm not sure what it is, but there is a scent in the eyeshadow, and I noticed it right when I started applying it. It's almost like the dollar store eyeshadow, if you've ever tried those brands. Not unpleasant or anything, it's just there. And I'm taking the corresponding shade from the Kat Von D palette and applying it on this eye. A little bit of a color difference there. They are not 100% identical, as you can already see. Pigmentation is a little stronger on the Kat Von D side, but you know, with the BB side, for what you paid for it, I was pretty impressed with the pigmentation on the first eye too. There you can really see the color difference. So that is not a match so far, but we're gonna keep going with it. Next shade I'm taking is this red one right here, and I'm using that to deepen the crease. And using the same corresponding shade, which is right down here in the palette, and doing the same thing on this eye. These eyes are not gonna match. No, they're not going to match. They will not be identical. That's interesting to note. I have fallout over here on the Kat Von D side, whereas this side over here, I haven't experienced any fallout with the BB palette yet. I'm taking the dark brown shade right here, and I'm going to apply this on the outer, what's the outer third of the lid? And using the same corresponding shade over here from Kat Von D and applying it on this eye. A little more pigmented with that shade, but you still get the same type of results on both eyes with that color. And last shade I'm taking from this palette is this one right here. And I'm going to use that on the inner half of the lid. And once again, same thing on the Kat Von D side. I'm taking this shade and applying it in the same way on this eye. And that shade, again, is slightly more pigmented than the BB side, but you still get the same kind of results. And in the final application here, there is a little bit of fallout associated with that BB palette, but not as much as on the Kat Von D side. And the eyes are not 100% identical. And I think it's due to that first crease color that I used, and the red shade acted differently once I applied it on top of that crease color too. So this eye looks a little different than this one, but the lid colors are still pretty identical between the two eyes. It saddens me to tell you that the BB eyeshadow palette is not a dupe for the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. As much as you want to think that it is and believe that it is upon first glance, after you have used them both side by side, it is very apparent that the two are very different from one another. But at any rate, this is what my eyes looked like at the end of the day. If you take the BB eyeshadow palette for what it is and you don't try to compare it to any other palette out there, the quality is really good. The eyeshadows do hold up. They don't look muddy by the end of the day. And it actually turned into more of a purple look rather than a neutral look like the Kat Von D eye, which I thought was very interesting with these colors. So great palette to try if you are in the market for an eyeshadow palette that is neutral and matte. excellent, but again, not a dupe for the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. If you are looking for a dupe for this palette, I did do a video with a Makeup Revolution palette that is a dead ringer for this one. So if you happen to miss that, I will have it linked below for you. Let me know what you thought about the BB palette, or if you have discovered any other really great makeup items from Burlington Coat Factory. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I wish you a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again next time.